Some people connect the idea of the red heifer to end times prophecies because of how certain religious texts and traditions are interpreted. The discussion usually comes from interpretations found within Judaism, Christianity, and sometimes conversations among people in Islam. In these discussions, the red heifer is seen as a symbol connected to ancient purification rituals and the possibility of future religious events in Jerusalem. The concept of the red heifer comes from the Book of Numbers in the Torah. In ancient Israelite practice, a completely red cow that met very strict conditions was used in a special ritual. The animal would be burned and its ashes mixed with water, which was then used for purification ceremonies. According to the tradition described in the Torah, this ritual helped purify people who had become ritually impure, particularly after contact with a dead body. Because ritual purity was required before participating in certain temple activities, the ashes of the red heifer had an important religious role. Some Jewish religious groups believe that if a new temple were ever built again in Jerusalem, a similar purification process would be required before temple worship could begin. Historically, the Jewish people had two temples in Jerusalem. The first temple was built during the time traditionally associated with King Solomon, but was destroyed centuries later. After that, the second temple was constructed and later destroyed by the Romans in the year 70 CE. Because of these historical events, some religious Jews believe that one day a third temple could be built. In that belief system, the red heifer purification ritual would be needed before priests and worshippers could participate in temple practices again. Since a completely red cow with no defects is extremely rare, the birth of a red calf sometimes attracts attention among religious observers, who wonder whether it might eventually meet the strict requirements. In some branches of Christianity, particularly among groups that study biblical prophecy closely, the idea of a future temple in Jerusalem is also discussed. Certain interpretations of the Book of Revelation suggest that a number of major events may take place before the end of the world. These interpretations sometimes include the rebuilding of the Jewish temple in Jerusalem, conflicts in the surrounding region, and the appearance of prophetic figures described in biblical texts. Because the red heifer ritual is connected to temple purification,